The Individual Volunteer of the Year Award represents the generosity and commitment that makes our volunteer force a unique resource. Once a year, we go through the difficult process of selecting one volunteer for this honor. And this year, we have selected Dave Ostman. Dave has a talent for helping people solve big problems. He put that talent to work every day during his long career as a school social worker. And since his retirement 6 years ago, he's been putting that talent to work once a week as a Patterson Habitat construction volunteer, one of our prized Wednesday regulars. But not every Wednesday morning finds him in Patterson. Dave is part of our flying squad of regular construction volunteers who've been visiting Jersey shore towns, rebuilding and rehabbing the homes of low-income families devastated by Hurricane Sandy, leaving before dawn for the long drive to the shore, year-round, in all kinds of weather. Their motto might very well be, "Have tools, we'll travel." Dave and his wife Eleanor have lived in Glen Rock for 40 years, raising a daughter and a son there. His introduction to Habitat came through the Ridgewood United Methodist Church, where he still organized the congregation's participation in hammering for Habitat every year. And, in his low-key way, he's fiercely proud that the houses we build in Patterson become homes, and the homes become neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods become community. As Dave puts it, that's what Habitat is all about.
I've always enjoyed building with my hands and getting my clothes dirty and my hands dirty, and my wife definitely knows about my dirty clothes. And I do that by digging holes and sweeping and cutting lumber and spray foaming and whatever else needs to be done. And I do that because, Patterson Habitat addresses a basic need for many families in Patterson trying to make a better life for themselves and for their children. They're committed to a mortgage and ownership of a house, and by doing so, they're the beginnings to revitalize depressed and deteriorated neighborhoods. And it's through their efforts and our efforts that these homes and neighborhoods take root and promote improvements in the community through better schools, better services, better employment opportunities. So that's why Patterson Habitat. Well, for one thing, it's gotten some great t-shirts and hats, no question about that. But seriously, Patterson Habitat, and I also volunteer for Sarasota Habitat in Florida and Monmouth County, provide a basic need that many of us take for granted, and that is simply a safe and decent place to live, a home for families. And Patterson Habitat builds the houses, but it's the families that make them into homes. A few years ago, I invited a mother and her 3 children to speak at the Ridgewood United Methodist Church, which I attend. And on the first occasion, before she moved into a Habitat house, she expressed such hope of being able to own a house. The following year, we invited her back again to the church, and she expressed such joy and happiness about celebrating her first Christmas in her new home. And that's what motivates me to be a volunteer at Patterson Habitat. I want to thank those who selected me as the Volunteer of the Year Award. When Barbara called me on the phone, I have to say I was blown away. I was very humbled and feel very undeserving, but I do want to graciously thank everyone. I want to mention several people in particular, though. There's a group of us called the Patterson Five. Frank Pastor, Steve Caldwell, Bob Roll, and Lou Lembo, when circumstances permit him to go down there. They continue to journey down to Monmouth County Habitat every week to work on standard recovery projects and other tasks such as A Brush with Kindness. There's also another member of the group, Lee Midgang, who just last year moved to Maine and he continues with Habitat up in Portland. I want to thank Andy, who keeps track of all that's going on the sites. I don't know how he does it, and keeping us informed of emails through emails, and just his incredible construction knowledge. I've learned a great deal from him. I want to thank a retired volunteer, Ed Koff. He's demonstrated a remarkable commitment to Patterson Habitat for many, many years when he was here. And I have to say, he provided some very interesting stories as well, which I'm not going to repeat. I want to thank the staff for all the hours that you put in to Patterson Habitat and to move the mission along to provide decent houses. And I want to thank all the regular volunteers who are as deserving of this award. It's together that we all make a difference in the lives of families in Patterson. Thank you.